Hey, what's up?
Hey.
All right. So, this is episode 1 of the podcast. We're going to be calling it Platinum. My name's Carter, and we have Michael joining me.
Hello, my name's Michael.
All right. Michael, you want to start off about introductions?
Yeah, my name's Michael. I'm 19 years old. I am from Virginia in the DC area. And currently in college, and my favorite team is the Charlotte Hornets, unfortunately.
Hey, I mean, that's okay. My name's Carter. I'm 18. I'm from Iowa. Unfortunately, my favorite team is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Also unfortunate. And my favorite player of all time is Derrick Rose and Kobe Bryant. Michael, they can't see who your favorite player is at all, I don't think. You want to tell them who that is?
Yeah, my favorite player of all time is, if you can't see I guess you can't. My favorite player of all time is Dennis Rodman. He is the GOAT. I'm not going to argue that.
I'm not. We can save that for later.
I'm going to die on this hill.
All right. So, just as we started recording, the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat Game 3 is on.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I didn't realize these game times, they start really weird. It's all over the place. Like whoever scheduled the times are different.
Yeah, they kind of made you pick and choose.
Yeah, they overlap.
They
the
have
times.
all day, and they choose very compacted stuff.
Yeah, they overlap the times, and they do make you pick and choose who you want to play. Like 2 nights ago when you had to pick between watching LeBron or Luka. I mean, it's odd.
Hey, we can help the viewers decide what to watch.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
All right. So, how the playoffs work right now is it is a 7-game series. I'm not sure when they changed it, but it used to be the first round was a series of 5, I believe, right?
Yes, it was.
All right, it was first to five. You know what I mean. But now it's series of 7. It's seeded 1 through 8. It's 1-8. I think it's 3-6, 4-5, and then
You missed 2-7. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, like you said, you fight for the best record in each conference. You have the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference, and obviously, you have the best record, you get the 1 seed, and you have the 8th best record, you get the last spot in the playoffs. But what the NBA decided to add on into this season is the play-in tournament. Are they continuing that after this season? I don't even know.
I really hope so because I actually really like it.
Yeah, there was a couple of blowouts. There's one game I don't want to talk about in specific.
Yeah, definitely wasn't that Charlotte Hornets versus Pacers.
The Pacers got the ass whoop, so it's revenge.
But at the same time,
I don't want to talk about it.
You were all PTSD. Excited for it too.
Every Hornets fan knows we are never in this position where we're on national TV, and then the moment we get on national attention, we get our asses handed to us.
The moment you guys get attention is
by Domantas Sabonis, of all people too.
I honestly, and I haven't seen much of Domantas Sabonis. I guess I'm just not tuning into Pacers games.
Who is?
I guess who's tuning into Hornets and Wolves games at the same time?
Yeah, we're on the same boat.
I mean, the Wolves at least have like 3 big name players.
Yeah.
But still can't get anything done.
Yeah. Anywho, that's what I was getting at. NBA introduced the play-in tournament. So basically, the first seed through the 6th seed are safe in the playoffs. They get their spot in the playoffs. And the 7th through 10th seed have to fight in the play-in tournament. So basically, the 7th and 8th seed play, and the 8th and 9th seed play to fight for those final 2 spots in the playoffs, which was an interesting move. I was not expecting that, to be honest. And I feel like
you got to tell them about how it works.
Yeah, so it's always like confusing trying to explain it.
So basically, you want me to explain it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so a seventh, eighth seed is determined by they have a game first, and if you lose, okay, so like the 9 and 10 seed will play, and if the 9 and 10 seed wins, then they go on to verse whoever loses between the seventh and eighth seed,
Yeah, and
and then
whoever wins the 7th or 8th seed game gets the 7th seed.
yeah, whoever wins that eighth, 9, 10 seed, uh, yeah,
Yeah,
they become the eighth seed.
yeah. So it was an interesting move. I remember the fans were skeptical. I remember I was specifically. I wasn't sure how it was going to play out. Like it was
I
confusing to me at
wasn't a
first.
fan of it at first,
Hmm.
but after seeing it play out with LeBron
Oh
versus
man, that game.
Curry, that game was one of the best games of the season.
Yeah,
If
that
you have
was.
not seen that game, go watch it.
Yeah, I mean for the newer fans, I'm sure there's game highlights on YouTube. Lakers versus Warriors, playing tournament game of this year. I mean that was a fight. I mean Steph was carrying that team on his back.
I'm gonna go see how many points Steph had quick.
Yeah, go ahead. I can't remember. I know he definitely went
He
absolutely crazy.
yeah,
I
he
think it was
had
40 plus. I think definitely 40 plus points.
he had a good amount. Uh yeah, you keep talking about whatever and I'm gonna go find Steph.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So yeah, that game is a must watch if you haven't seen it. I mean, the LeBron was, of course, going to be LeBron. I mean, it's the two of the greatest players that changed the game of this era, this newer era, changed the game, facing off in not what you predict. I mean, they faced multiple times. I mean, four times in a row in the finals,
Oh yeah.
and Steph in that big three always got their ass. Three out of the
I
four,
mean
I should say. Yeah,
26 that
except
has to be the literally the best finals of all time.
oh yeah, definitely. It's
I
absolutely
mean,
up there.
it is subjective though, because I can see someone out coming out and saying that Raptors finals was really good if they're a Raptors fan.
Yeah, that Raptors. It was kind of like a heartfelt moment. I mean, the Raptors
Yeah.
they're like how do I say it? Like they're it seems like a nice franchise, like a nice city. I mean, I don't hear anything bad about Toronto. I mean,
It's because it's Canada.
yeah, because I guess it is because Canada, and they're only the only Canadian team right now.
We're in America. We're kind of
We're
ignorant.
just a whole bunch of dickheads. I mean, we're all ignorant.
Everyone from America listening to this right now is like nodding their head, like, yeah, they're not wrong.
Either that or they're really mad at us. One of the two.
Yeah, we're
How
gonna have
dare
a
you
bunch of
disrespect
DMs.
America?
Okay, so I have that the points.
How much
So
did he drop?
that game against Lakers and Warriors, Stephen Curry ended up with 37 points.
Okay.
LeBron had 22, and AD had 25.
Okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, AD. Yeah, he stepped up that game. I thought he had 40 plus. I'm guessing I'm mixing up games. Steph has so many mind blowing games this season that it's hard to keep track. I mean, he had no help that game. He really had no help.
He
Actually, what was that?
he had Wiggins.
How do you do?
Uh, it's Wiggins.
Yeah, I remember. He hit a
Wiggins
couple
had
shots.
21,
Yeah, 21. Yeah,
but his plus minus was only 1.
yeah. It just wasn't enough to stop LeBron fucking James and Anthony fucking Davis and who else? Am I like my brain's going blank on?
KCP,
KCP, Andre Drummond, if you want to count him.
Caruso,
Yeah, the bald eagle.
Kuzma.
I find it so
Imagine
funny.
saying Kuzma.
Kuzma.
Nah, Kuzma gets a lot of hate.
Every Lakers fan is just cringing.
Every Lakers fan is like, yeah, Kuzma. Like they should have said Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
Did Marc Gasol even play that game?
I doubt it. I really think maybe he had a few minutes. He must have had a few minutes.
We didn't even say Dennis Schroeder, like Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, them too.
THT, I love THT.
Yeah, so that goes on. So basically with LeBron going off, they took that game and got the 7th seed. Steph had one more chance to get that last spot in the playoffs in the play-in tournament. But they faced who did they face? Oh, the
They
Grizzlies.
faced the Grizzlies.
Yeah, the Grizzlies. Once again, Steph had no help, and the young stars, John Morant. What a game he had! I mean, he's probably my favorite young star to watch right now, just because he's so quick and he's such a quick learner. I mean, he's blossoming so fast.
Ja is really good. Another player that I love to watch would be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yes, yeah, he's incredible. Yeah, I really do. I mean, obviously the Thunder had a terrible season this year, but I really think they have a good amount of picks to this draft or next draft.
Oh yeah, they have
Yeah,
like every pick.
yeah. So they have a lot of picks,
They have a lot of picks.
they have a young core brewing there. It's like
They're
similar to
building
what
right.
it's very similar in my opinion to what the Hornets were doing with their young core. You know, we
No,
have, I mean, it obviously it's we don't have all that. We didn't never got all the draft picks, obviously, but in my opinion, we both have that same core, young core. I mean, because what was
I'm
that?
gonna have to argue with you there, though. I'm gonna have to argue with you there, though, because I feel like, as someone that's been part of a rebuilding team for basically their whole life, OKC is rebuilding right.
Yes, I agree. They're not definitely not rebuilding wrong. I mean, I agree. The Hornets could have gotten more. They obviously have been shafted. I mean, we could have gotten Anthony Davis ourselves, but the lottery did not go our way that year. Um, we could have gotten more, but we were with what we had, we were able to do right. I mean, we got lucky, obviously, with this past lottery with getting Melo jump because last draft we were predicted to be ninth pick, I think, and we
Yeah,
jumped up to the third. Um, so the basketball gods blessed us that year. I was hyped as hell.
they didn't bless you with that Kemba trade.
Yeah, no, they didn't. No, they didn't. We got absolutely shafted. But I mean, hey, honestly, we kind of got. I mean, we got Terry Rozier back. I mean, he's. I mean, I'm not saying
He's not Kemba.
yeah, he's not franchise wise. He's not Kemba.
I mean, it's like I'm picturing this like a stairs. Like at the very bottom, you have Terry Rozier. The next step, you have Kemba Walker. The next step, you have Kyrie.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is like a staircase. But like this season, definitely, I really believe Terry Rozier had a. I mean, Kemba has been injured at like parts of the season, but Terry has had his career year this year with the Hornets.
When Kemba had that scary injury, I was like generally very scared. Do you remember that when like he had
Was it the beginning of the season? I think was it.
the very beginning where like he ran headfirst into someone like
Yeah,
chest and he had like they brought a stretcher out and they
yeah,
put a
yeah,
neck brace on him.
yeah. That was scary. That was a moment. I can't remember. That was very early in the season. But I mean, for those who don't know, I mean, I remember he ran into a player and he was laying on the floor. Was he passed out at all? Like I don't even
No,
know.
he
Like
wasn't passed out, but like he just
okay,
wasn't moving, and everyone was like, I was terrified that he was like paralyzed.
yeah, yeah. He was laying on the ground and it was obviously so bad where they had to stretcher him out. Thank God he's back now. He's healthy and he's playing in the playoffs right now with the Celtics still. Um,
I don't know if they're playing in the playoffs really.
I mean, they're in the playoffs.
They're in the
They're
playoffs.
in the playoffs.
Who would
But
have ever thought that the Celtics would be getting absolutely destroyed in the first round?
yeah, I really thought Jason Tatum would be enough to at least be slightly just at least a one game. Like I mean, obviously the Nets are going to win, but like
Yeah,
I did not think it would be this bad. I mean, I thought Jason Tatum could get them to a win with at least one, maybe Nets winning five. But the
I
way it's
feel like
going,
if they had Jalen Brown, it would have been
oh
like
yeah,
Nets and six.
yeah. I was going to say something. It's going to be Nets and six. But yeah, with that loss, I mean,
I don't know. Maybe Jalen Brown, um, because Taysom is a slightly above average defender,
mhm,
right?
yeah,
And Jalen Brown above average defender. Obviously, Marcus Smart above average defender. You throw Smart on Kyrie or Harden, Jalen Brown on Kyrie or Harden, and then Tatum on KD. I mean, no one can really guard KD, but they can like try to slow him down.
Yeah, you cannot stop KD. I mean, but this Nets roster, I mean, it's a deep roster. I mean,
It's deep with old people, and
yeah,
like it's just deep with names.
yeah, you recognize the name. Yeah, I agree. You do recognize the names. I
Because
mean,
I wouldn't look at the roster and be like, oh yeah, you take those guys off and put them on a different team, they're gonna be all stars.
yeah, I'm looking at the roster right now. I was curious because the only person I could think of coming off the bench is Blake Griffin and Joe Harris too. I guess, or is he starting? I think he's maybe starting.
Joe Harris, I'm not sure. I haven't really watched any Hornets game recently just
Nets.
because of. Oh, sorry. I mean, I haven't watched the game either. I haven't watched
Yeah,
that game
yeah,
just because of like I'm just like I don't like super teams. I like. I'm also a very defensive orientated guy, and they're like 23rd in the league.
yeah. They're the most offensive team we're gonna get. I mean,
Yeah.
James Harden and Kevin Durant. I mean, and Kyrie too. I mean, that's like literally your best scorers in the league right there
Yeah.
on the team.
I mean, Harden's kind of stepped back. I think he's averaging like half of what he averaged last year.
Yeah, I mean,
And he's still averaging like almost 20 points.
yeah, I think he's averaging about. I think he's averaging about 20. Yeah, I'm looking at that. He's averaging 20 and a half, 7 rebounds and 7.5 assists. But yeah, he's taking a step. He's taking a more I wouldn't say smaller role, but like
He's taking that more of like because okay, I will admit before James Harden went to the Nets, I was thinking like I was saying James Harden with the way he plays will not win a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just doesn't fit any system. No team needs him.
Yeah, plus a lot of
But
money too.
now he's proved me wrong. He is the system now.
Yeah, I mean, his points per game has dropped obviously, and he with Kevin and Kyrie, I mean, he could just kind of step back a bit. I mean, pass the ball around to the other stars in the team, and be that. He's not. I don't know how to explain it to me. He's not a role player. I mean, he's James
No,
Harden.
he's his offensive game is just that good.
Yeah, it's good enough to where
That he
he can
doesn't
take us.
have to score in order for this team to win.
Yeah, he can
He can
take a
play
step
make.
back from shooting and still be good.
And even if you need him to score, he will score for you.
He'll step up. I mean, yeah. I guess we can kind of go on to speaking of the Nets. Obviously, as a super team, we can kind of go into our predictions for the playoffs.
Did you want to talk about must-see teams first or predictions?
We can talk about the must see games. I mean, we have some games tonight. I guess I'm kind of skipping. Yeah.
I mean,
So
yeah, we have to put out content.
yeah, I'm like. Anyways, yeah. So we have our games tonight. Tonight we have Bucks at Heat, and then Suns at Lakers, and last game of the night is Nuggets at Blazers. What are your predictions for tonight?
Tonight? Okay.
Yep.
I've the Bucks. I've got the Bucks winning tonight.
Yeah, I predicted them to win too. Right now.
Lakers Suns. LeBron always loses game one just to like get the feel of something.
uh,
I think Lakers will take this one. And then the Blazers Nuggets, I'm not gonna be biased at all. Definitely not, but I've got Blazers.
okay. Yeah, let me look at my picks. I actually have my picks up here. So
Oh,
I had
you're on the real?
yeah, I'm on Real
Yeah.
app. By the way,
Shout out to the real.
people should check out the Real app. Look up Real-Sports on your app store.
Or Google Play.
Or Google Play.
We don't discriminate.
So yeah, I have my predictions. I also have the Bucks winning right now. Game's on right now, actually. It's towards the end of the first quarter, and Bucks are up 19-8. So it's not looking good for the Heat right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the Bucks.
I mean, it's also only the first quarter.
Yeah, obviously. But I got the Bucks winning too.
Jimmy Butler's already minus 11.
Jesus, wow. I was really expecting him to step up more these playoffs. I mean, remembering from the finals, I mean, how he played in the finals. I mean,
he's stepped up. It's just it's Giannis and the Bucks.
Yeah.
They brought in Drew Holiday, which is a massive just help for them.
Yeah, and then they brought in PJ Tucker. I mean, I honestly don't know how well PJ has done, but it's a recognizable name, like we talked about before.
Oh, PJ Tucker, like he's still a great defender, and
Yeah,
still one of the best corner three shooters in the league.
yeah. So I mean, Giannis is like my favorite player in the league right now. I always cheer him on. So I hope they can make a deep run in the playoffs,
I
maybe
love how
finals.
humble and just like nice of a guy Giannis is.
Yeah, Giannis is. I mean, he has that story. Being from.
Yeah,
I mean, he's not. For those of you who don't know, he's from Greece. He came from a different country. I mean, he's like dirt poor with his family. I mean, he had to work his ass off to get here. Um, just like most of the players in the league. I mean, that's not to discredit any other player. Um, but I mean, Giannis' story is one of a kind.
if you haven't heard Giannis' story and you want to, we could do an episode about it. There's definitely enough to talk about there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
About like his mentality. We could just do like an episode on mentalities.
Yeah, we could definitely. Yeah, we could just do our research.
Look up and just we can look up random players and their stories and talk about them.
That's a good idea. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, we could. I mean, it's easy stuff to look up. Yeah. Anyway, back to what was that? My predictions.
We're gonna You want to talk
So
about predictions quick?
yeah. So basically, I had Bucks winning tonight too, and I predicted Suns to win, but I'm kind of starting to lean towards the Lakers now, because as you were talking, I thought about last game of that series when LeBron was screaming at KCP, saying, "I want you to fucking shoot," and seeing how angry he was. I mean, seeing the attitude from LeBron. I mean,
that puts fear in anyone,
yeah, that puts
any opposing team. And if you're a fan of LeBron, you know what's coming.
yeah,
It's LeBron.
his wrath is going to be unleashed, and it's only game 3. So I'm kind of I originally picked Suns, but I'm kind of leaning towards Lakers now.
I'm definitely tuning into that Lakers game.
Yeah, definitely. And then last game I honestly have Nuggets winning this. I mean, I think MVP. I know you hate to hear it, but MVP Jokic is gonna just continue his wrath.
I can see that. I can see Nuggets winning, but I'd prefer if the Blazers won.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, Portland is at home. I mean, obviously home court advantage is a big deal, especially with fans. By the way, it's so nice to see fans in the stadiums now. It's
weird too, though.
It is weird. It is weird, and it worries me. Obviously, with this certain disease out there that I don't even want to say the name to because I'm sick.
We can't. We don't. I don't think we're allowed to say that into it.
Okay. But with that, it worries me a bit because I obviously don't want to spread, but I trust people. I think as of now, about 40% of the U.S. population is vaccinated. People, I mean, obviously wearing their masks, so I trust people, and it's just so refreshing to hear that. It's just the cheers, the real cheers. Remember in the bubble, the NBA
They
was
had the
blasting
fake.
the fake.
Okay. I liked the bubble though, because I could hear the squeaks of the shoes on the court, and I loved it.
It was different. It was definitely different. I mean, obviously, it was towards the beginning of the virus, and it was everything just felt different. The world just felt different. But damn, those
that
fake
bubble
crowd
feels
noises.
so long ago.
It is. It does.
It was literally like what 6 months ago.
Yeah, it was. It definitely hasn't been a year yet.
No, it hasn't been. It's been closer to 9, but still.
Yeah. But those annoying fake audience cheers were driving me insane. They were blasting it. Like it wasn't like, I mean, I get they want to get that feel again, but like I don't know. You have to kind of tone down a bit to where it's not making my ears bleed.
I'm personally one of the people that has to give credit for teams that did it in the bubble last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know everyone's like, "Oh, they were paid millions to play a game they love," but like at the same time, the coronavirus, the thing that's happening I'm really not even sure if I'm allowed to say it.
We got it out.
Yeah. What happened during the bubble is insane.
Yeah, and the way the NBA was able to set that to like all together, I mean,
The
props to them.
NBA
Props
needs
to
to get
Adam
its
Silver.
props for that.
Yeah, props to Adam Silver for
They were
doing
the
that.
very first to do something about it, and they did it, in my opinion, almost perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. I was hearing the stories of like the players getting very terrible food at first. Like they were like sending this weird packaged food. Um, I remember like a player tweeted out about it, complaining about it, how like they couldn't leave their rooms, and it was a weird situation at first. I like when it first started, but
I don't know. I think Lou Will was pretty excited.
oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure people were doing better. I mean, they're living in like literally on a resort. But yeah,
You didn't get the Lou Will reference
no, I didn't.
when he went to a strip club for some wings.
Oh, was that this past year? When was that?
That was in the bubble.
That was in the bubble. Really? I thought that was a while ago. Before that, damn,
No, that was in the bubble because he
that
was
was
like,
weird.
because they were like, he went to a strip club, and they're like, they had really good wings. And then
Wow,
some more NBA players came out. I was like, they do have really good wings.
that's amazing. That's so Will.
I
That's so
want their
Will.
wings now. Like, you
That's
can
so
put a
Will.
blindfold on me.
Yeah,
Just
I,
give me the wings.
I always hear like this is so off topic, but I always hear strip club food is really good. Like
Yo, I
supposedly
kind
that's
of
like
want to DoorDash some Buffalo Wild Wings now.
go for it. That I always hear like the stereotype is like strip club food is for some reason so good. Like people would go there just for the food. I don't know if that's true. Obviously, I'm not.
I
Actually, I think
have never even seen a building of a strip club.
I I
I'm
think
from
I may have
Iowa.
seen
We don't
one.
got that. I don't think we got strip club.
I think I've seen one. I think I've been in DC and I've seen one or near DC. Um, but yeah, it's anywho. That's totally off topic.
Do we want to talk about, since you're already talking, you want to talk about other games?
The tonight or future games?
I guess we can just lead into must see games.
Okay.
Okay, I'll start off.
All right.
I'll do I'll do two Eastern. No, okay. I'll just do Eastern Conference teams that are
To look
must
out
see,
for.
and then you can conference.
Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
Okay, so for this Eastern Conference series or the playoffs, the series you absolutely have to tune in for is the Knicks versus the Hawks.
Yes. Yes. I definitely agree.
I think that is going to be a long time, like, competitor rivalry, English. Uh, I feel like that's going to be a long time thing.
Yeah. You can feel. I mean, with Trae Young just talking shit that whole game last time. I mean,
Trae Young was like, "I'll see you in Atlanta.
I'll see you in the A.
I'll
I
see you
mean,
in the A."
this is gonna be some real like it's gonna be a long term effect. Like Knicks fans, like if at the Hawks can pull this off and win the series, Knicks fans are gonna hate Trae Young for the rest of his career.
But if the Knicks pull this off, they're going to be rubbing it in Trae Young's face
Oh yeah,
for the rest
yeah.
of his career.
They're gonna call him balding and balding Trey, and
Trae is balding.
I felt so bad for him, but that's kind of funny. That's so New York and so it was funny. Anyway, continue.
That's. I'm pretty sure that's it for the Eastern Conference teams, like games to watch. The Bucks and Heat. Unless tonight's game changes my mind, I've got a feeling the Bucks are just going to sweep, or at least
Yeah,
gentlemen sweep.
yeah. With so I guess with the Western Conference teams, are we talking teams or series?
Uh, Series for right now, and then I'm sure we probably have another episode out before.
Okay, yeah. So I guess the series, the Western Conference is it's. I'm not getting any crazy vibes. I mean, right now, Utah and Memphis are tied at 1. Dallas is going to sweep the Clippers. I mean, in my opinion. I mean, Portland and Denver, I think they it'll be interesting, but I mean, Jokic is going to. So I believe my most exciting game to watch, or series to watch, is the Phoenix Suns versus the LA Lakers. Mainly just for LeBron alone. I mean, obviously he's going to be pissed off that they weren't able to finish off how game one, and it's going to be interesting to see how this continues with the game, like the game tonight, and how the series continues. Because you obviously Chris Paul is back. He's going to be playing. He's going to have Devin Booker, but LeBron alone is enough to take down whatever three-headed monster a team has.
I don't. Okay, you can't say that because I don't know the Warriors,
That's true. I agree. Yeah, I see what you're saying,
but
but
go ahead. Sorry.
that, I mean, LeBron had no help. I mean, this team is better than the Cavs team he had in
Oh
the
yeah,
finals. I mean, he has AD to help if he shows up. I feel like AD's like inconsistent at times. I mean, he had a terrible first game, and then he finally came back and had an amazing game two. Um, but I mean, yeah, you have KCP, THT, you have Andre Drummond. He has a roster that can kind of support him.
they have really good defense.
They have the height. Um, so yeah, I believe that's my most exciting game series to watch is on the Western Conference. Um, so yeah,
Okay, so the reason I'm really excited for this Phoenix and LA series, look at the guys they have. Chris Paul, one of the greatest point guards of all,
point guard,
the point god.
point guard.
Devin Booker, which isn't this his first playoff series?
I believe it is. I believe it's his first playoff series.
He continued off with that bubble mentality he had.
Yeah.
He came into the playoffs and tore it up first game.
Yep.
Because he had 34, 7 rebounds, 8 assists in his first game in the playoffs. And
Yeah.
then the second game, 31 points, 1 rebound, and 3 assists.
Yeah. He was born for this. I mean, it was just a matter of time. I mean, it's just a matter of time for Phoenix to get that one guy they needed, and it just so happened to be Chris Paul. I mean, every single team Chris Paul has been on, they have improved drastically from the year before. When he was on the Clippers team, when he was on the Thunder last year, now the Suns. I mean, whatever team he is on, they are going to improve, and that's the definition of a point guard.
Oh, yeah. Also, Deandre Ayton. That
Yes.
dude, I feel okay. So some of the games, I feel like DeAndre Ayton is scared of the ball. He just doesn't get any touches. He doesn't like to back down anyone. But recently, he has been a dog. First game in the playoffs, 21 points, 16 rebounds, and 91% from the field.
Wow, I didn't realize he had that good of a game. I missed
And
that.
then game two, he had 22 points, 10 rebounds, and 85 field.
Okay, yeah, he's stepping into his role.
Yeah, I can definitely see why he went first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, he has that height to help kind of play that rim defense for against LeBron and AD and all of them.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, he's a young star, and to think how fast the Suns have turned around. I mean, weren't they? I can't remember. They were decent last year, I believe, weren't they?
yeah.
But
They were in the bubble last year.
yeah, I remember that famous Devin Booker shot.
And then laying on the ground.
Yeah, we had like that bloody eye, I think, or a cut or somewhere.
No,
Was a black guy.
that wasn't him. That was the one you're talking about is Fred VanVleet.
Oh yeah. That's what I'm thinking of. Yep, getting people mixed up.
You're getting your like lighter skinned NBA players mixed up.
Of course.
Okay, so you didn't bring this up. The Memphis Grizzlies and Utah Jazz is a must-see series for 2 reasons. Donovan Mitchell and John Morant.
Yeah, I was thinking of picking that at first. But the thing I was worried about was how bad it went for the Grizzlies last night when they played. I was before because Donovan Mitchell was out game one and Memphis took control, but with Donovan back with Rudy Gobert, I am worried that it's not going to be as close as it was with game one. I mean they beat Memphis by was it 12 points I believe. I mean they were down by like 20 plus at one point. So I'm slightly worried that Donovan. I mean that duel between Donovan Mitchell and John Morant is going to be insane.
Do you
If you
want
want
to
to
talk
watch
about the points, or do you want me to bring up the stats?
you can do it. Yeah.
Okay. So Donovan Mitchell in that game ended up with 25 points, 2 rebounds, and a steal, which doesn't seem that surprising, but if you tune into the games, you will understand how good and how impactful Donovan Mitchell is to that Jazz team. And then if you want an impressive stat line, John Morant in his sophomore season, 47 points, 4
Jeez.
rebounds, and 7 assists.
Yeah. I mean that right there is why I say he's blossoming so fast. That duel, I think that duel between him and Donovan Mitchell is going to be very fun to watch. The
Oh,
thing
yeah.
I'm worried about is overall, I don't know if Memphis can keep up. I
Memphis is
hope.
just too young,
Yeah,
I
they are
think.
also a very young team. um, yeah, Memphis is also a very young team, and I am not sure if it's going to be as close. I hope so. I hope we get some close games. I hope it goes to like game 6 or 7. But with Donovan Mitchell back and how bad it went for Memphis last night, I don't know.
I would love to see Grizzlies in 7.
I would love that too.
That
That
would
would
be an
be
amazing series.
the upset of the past decade.
John Morant is also one of my favorite players, up and coming players, because of how close he is to Derrick Rose.
Oh really? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because like his play style is very close to Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose,
Mm-hmm.
Pooh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I agree with that. Yeah, he's such a I mean, I remember watching him in college. I think I remember him watching. Was he in the March Madness his last year in college?
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember watching March Madness, and I was excited. Like I was like, okay, he's gonna be good. And
I wish the Wolves could have got him.
yeah,
Could you imagine John Morant and Karl Anthony Towns together?
did the Wolves was I can't remember. My brain is terrible. My memory is terrible. But did the Wolves pass up on him? Or was he early pick?
No, Ja was second.
Okay, yeah, I
We
thought
ended up
so.
picking up, Jarrett Culver.
Who?
Yeah,
Who? um, I mean, yeah, Hornets have had a terrible draft too. Um, but yeah, was there anything else you want to talk about? Because we're coming up on the 45-minute mark a bit. We have 7 minutes. I don't know how long you want to keep going.
we can keep going. We
Okay.
can definitely keep going. What else did you have written down?
All I had was introductions, playoffs and how it works, must-see games and players, and predictions. I guess we didn't really
We
do
can go.
predictions for the whole playoffs. I guess
Um,
if you
I'm
want to talk
guessing we
about
could do that in the next one, but we didn't really talk about must-see players.
that. Okay, yeah. If you want to start off, yeah, you can start off with that if you like.
All right, you want me to talk about? You want to switch it up? I talk about must-see Western Conference players. You talk about must-see Eastern Conference players.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. Yeah.
All right. So, must-see Western Conference players. I have Luka Doncic at. This is not going to be in order, but Luka is very close to the very top.
Mm-hmm.
This man is insane. I
Yeah,
want to pull up some stats.
yeah, he also came out of nowhere. What draft? Like what year? What pick was he in the draft? I'm trying to
He
think
was
of.
third.
Oh, really? Damn, I'm terrible looking up the draft. But
He was either second or third.
yeah, he's also matured so fast. I mean, this next generation is going to be insane. I mean, we have so many young stars that are going to continue just to keep the ratings up for the NBA, if I must say.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he was third. Yeah,
Okay,
he was
yeah,
drafted by Atlanta.
that's
And
right.
traded.
Yeah, Trae Young was drafted by Dallas, and then they
Yeah.
switched.
That's going to go down as one of the biggest, like, what ifs
Yeah, what else?
draft
And it
stories.
was one of the most rarest trades where it was a win-win situation.
You're very right.
It's
The second pick in the 2018 draft, Marvin Bagley, the third.
okay. Yeah, I remember he's still with the Kings, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not having as exciting year as Luka or Trey.
Um, I'm trying to think about who the Wolves drafted in 2018. I don't think they. Oh yeah, they drafted Josh Okogie,
Oh
the
wow.
Nigerian clamp god.
Wow. Okay.
Do you know who? Do you remember who Charlotte drafted in 2018?
Was it PJ Washington or was that the year after?
I honestly don't know.
I'm looking up. I think 2019 might have been we drafted PJ Washington.
I don't know anything about the Charlotte Hornets except
Who
bad.
does? Yeah, who does?
I don't even know if Charlotte had a pick in 2018. People are probably screaming at us right now.
Oh no, this hurts. That's right. We drafted Shai Gilgeous and we traded him.
You guys had Shea?
We had Shea.
Yeah,
we drafted
because
him.
yes. Okay, yeah.
And
Yeah, I
we
remember
got
that.
Miles Bridges. That's right. We got Miles Bridges. So
You guys even have the best M Bridges in the draft.
yeah, damn it, that sucks. Why am I just not remembering that? That's right. I remember. Yeah, we drafted
Shea.
and Shea, sorry, and then the Clippers got Miles Bridges, and then I guess we swapped picks, and then I guess when Shea landed in the Clippers, that's when he got traded to the Thunder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Miles Bridges, he's a great player. He's not on Shea's level, but he's a great player for us. But damn, I really wish I would still obviously love
Shea's
to
gonna
have
come up
Shea.
and be like one of the best point guards in the league very soon. I can see.
Yeah, damn that just hurts to bring up. Why did I look at this up? I mean, this is the same Hornets team that drafted Kobe. I mean, I hate this damn
Yeah.
team.
Okay. Back onto must see players. I never brought up Luka's stat line, but it doesn't matter because it's Luka.
I mean, sure, bring it up for the newer fans.
Yeah, you're right. Let me go see.
I want to include the newer fans who.
Okay, so in game 1, Luka had 31 points.
31 points.
Yeah.
How many rebounds and assists? Does it say?
I'm looking right now. I can't find it. I'm finding the combined stats. So in the past 2 games, Luka's had 70 points, 10 turnovers, 18 assists, 17 rebounds.
Here, I got it. So yeah, in Luka's first game, he had 31 points, 11 assists. He had a double, 11 assists, and actually, no, he had a triple-double, 10 rebounds. So he dropped a triple-double his first game. 31
Triple doubles
points.
aren't as like exciting to see anymore.
That's true. I mean, it's still obviously hard, but
yeah,
it is such an offensive-minded league now to where it's more common.
In his second game, he had a 39-7-7.
Yeah, but
because he had 7 turnovers.
That first game set the momentum for the whole series. I mean, for the newer fans who don't know, I'm trying to include newer fans who are watching. A triple double is when you get 10 plus points, 10 plus assists, and 10 plus rebounds.
Well, it doesn't have to be points, assists, rebounds. It just has to be.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Any like positive.
So
category.
any stat
category.
Line. So that can include stats and blocks.
It could be a steal. You could be like a Draymond Green and have like 10 assists, 10 rebounds, 10 turnovers. Well, turnovers don't count, but
yeah.
Yeah,
it's basically that's true. It's basically 10 plus towards any positive stat line. That includes steals and blocks too. So like Carter said, I mean, a player can drop 10 points, 10 steals, and 10 rebounds, or any combination. But that triple double set the momentum. I don't see the Clippers getting out of this hole. They're gonna they might win tonight or tomorrow, but the Mavs will either sweep or win in 5. I mean, Luka owns the Clippers, to put it
The
simply.
way I see it is Kawhi Leonard has this like wall. Like he plays a certain amount of minutes and then his body just cannot take it anymore.
Yeah, I was seeing on Twitter actually like how everyone was saying how Kawhi really should have stayed with Toronto. He should not have gone to the Clippers, which is an interesting thing to think about. Like another what if.
You can't believe anything you see on Twitter. We talked about this the other day.
I know, but I'm saying like just like just a what if. Like what would have happened if he stayed with Toronto? I mean, who else they could have picked up, or who else they would have traded away? Or if they could have repeated. I think they could have repeated. Honestly,
No, I'm bringing up that story now about the Twitter thing.
what story?
The most improved.
Oh, yeah.
So the other day, this man texts me and he's talking about Julius Randle winning most improved. Julius Randle, very deserved. Very deserved most improved.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I heard Miles Bridges got like second in most improved voting. And I was like, what? I highly doubt that. So I was like, okay, I'll go look it up. This man was like last. He had 2 votes
Let me explain.
for third place.
Let me explain.
2 votes for third place. And he's like, yeah, I heard he got second.
Let me explain. I believe I was getting it. I have to look it up to be sure, but I think I was getting it mixed up with Sixth Man of the Year. I think I think the tweet was talking about how Miles may have been second and Sixth Man of the Year, but at the same time, I haven't seen the final voting to prove that. So I could be wrong about that too, and that person was lying. But yeah, I need to. My memory is terrible. If you notice, like I'm getting everything mixed up. But yeah, that I flopped there. I definitely flopped and am a dumbass as it shows.
I don't think the 6th Man of the Year has been out yet, has it? No,
Yeah,
Jordan Clarkson.
Jordan Clarkson. I was hoping the Rookie of the Year gets announced tonight. I don't know when it's going to be released.
I think it's going to be this weekend.
I hope it's today. I don't feel like waiting through my work day to see who wins. Like, because I'm going to be working, and then here LaMelo Ball wins Rookie of the Year. Sorry to spoil it.
Shut up. It's Anthony Edwards. We all know that.
You can tell our favorite teams have the best rookies in the league right now.
Hey, don't forget about Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah, the Tyrese Halliburton and Obi Toppin.
No, I actually really like Reese. He's definitely one of my favorite players.
Who is it? You said
Tyrese Halliburton.
Oh yeah. Kings are weird. I mean, it's like they also have this very young team, but like, it's not talked about. I feel like I don't see them being talked about too much. I mean,
with Luke Walton being your head coach and completely messing up what they had going for them, because not Trae Young. Sorry, De'Aaron Fox is probably the fastest player in the league right now.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like one of the fastest teams. Like their pace of the game was very fast. Luke Walton came in and he's like, "No, we're gonna slow it down."
Yeah, that was a surprise hiring. I remember when that happened, and it obviously hasn't worked out. They have to fire him. I mean, Kings are. I feel bad for Kings fans. I'm sorry. I feel so bad for them. Like, I kind of feel you in a way. I mean, Hornets have been poverty also. I mean, we missed out on Kobe Bryant and Anthony Davis and Shai Gilgeous. I can never say his last name.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Yeah, yeah.
Shai posted on his Instagram of him in a Kevin Garnett jersey, and I was like, "Fuck yeah! I'd love to see you on the Wolves."
That would be awesome.
All right, we're at like almost at the 15-minute mark, so we should this is gonna end up being an hour first episode, but that's okay. So we should probably like stay on topic and get going on the rest of the must-see players.
Yeah. I mean, we can always edit out and stuff too, make it a bit shorter. So I never got. Or did you have any other players you want to talk about in the Western Conference?
I'm just gonna list them: Jokic, Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., Damian Lillard, Carmelo Anthony, uh, Donovan Mitchell, Jordan Clarkson, who just won Sixth Man of the Year, John Morant, uh, Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Mikal Bridges, Deandre Ayton, LeBron, AD. Yeah, I basically just named every big name,
Yeah, I mean,
but
yeah,
I mean they're big names for a reason.
yeah, for the newer fans. I mean, if you want to see any of their footage, I mean, you can always just look it up on YouTube or on the WWW website. But
Did you know it's faster to say World Wide Web than it is www?
World Wide Web, WWW. That makes sense. World Wide Web. I'm not going to even try that. I'm going to sound absolutely stupid. Yeah, yeah. You basically said the main players in the Western Conference. I mean, it's exciting. Should I go into the Eastern Conference?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So for the Eastern Conference, you also have a lot of stars, a lot of stars, just like the Western. I guess the top guy to watch right now, um, huh? I think it should be Giannis. Giannis, 100%. I mean, he won back-to-back MVPs. I mean,
Don't forget the DPOY last year.
that too, and the Defensive Player of the Year. He's also led the Bucks to top seedings in the past 3 years, I think. Definitely the past 2 years. I mean, and the dude's just built. I mean, he's strong as hell, and he's like, I think he's 6'11", I think.
Yeah,
6'11", strong as hell. I mean, and he's posterizing dudes every night. I mean, and he's only like in his mid-20s, I think.
I think he's only like 25.
Yeah, 25. So I mean, for him to be doing this, win back-to-back MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, leading the Bucks to a top seeding, he, in my opinion, is the must-watch player. Also kind of biased because he's one of my favorites. Some other names: Joel Embiid. He's also another big man in the league.
He
MVP
was
candidate.
very close in the race of MVP until he got injured.
Yeah, he was very up there. I felt bad because I kind of have some love for the Sixers because my dad's a Sixers fan. So I was cheering for Joel and the Sixers, but yeah, that injury kind of ruined his campaign. But he's still technically an MVP candidate. He's had a great season. But yeah, you have Joel Embiid. I mean, I'm looking at the playoff seedings right now. Joel Embiid, you got Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal. In New York, you have Derrick Rose, who's coming back to his old self in a way.
Derrick Rose, 26 points last night. I'm not going to claim to be the biggest Derrick Rose fan because that is saved for Kenny Beecham.
Yeah, we love Kenny Beecham.
But I'm up there. I swear I am up there. I'm going to be known for being a Derrick Rose fan one day.
When Derrick Rose does good, the league is happy.
When Derrick Rose,
and fans are happy.
Yes. He's got to be like the most loved player of all time.
Yeah, he just had a good.
His story is just so good.
His comeback.
Comeback. It also helps that he played for the Wolves.
That too.
My favorite game of all time is his career high.
Was it 50 he dropped?
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was tearing up. That was that was emotional.
Halloween 2018.
Damn it, what's Halloween?
Utah Jazz.
Yeah, he went off, and that made everyone happy. I mean,
I cried. Every time I rewatch that game, I cry.
He was crying. I mean, if those who don't know, he dropped 50 in his. I mean, he's so slowly starting to get his comeback. For those who don't know, he had a very horrific injury in his prime years.
Oh, multiple injuries.
Oh,
his knees just could not hold up to how good he was.
Yeah.
He is. He still is really good. We're gonna have to do an episode next on.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah.
He won NBA stories.
He won MVP at 19 years old. I mean,
was it 19?
Am I wrong? Let me see.
I thought it was 20
or 20. Either way, regardless.
I thought it was like 21. I think he was like 21 or 22.
I'm looking up too. Oh, he was 22. Where the hell am I here in 19 then?
I don't know.
Was it? I don't know. Anywho,
But
was it?
he's the youngest player to ever win MVP.
Yeah, me and Betsy, I'm getting mixed up. He's the youngest player to win MVP at 22 years old at that amazing season, and then he tore his knee and he just
Tore his
wasn't the same.
ACL.
He tore his ACL and it just wasn't the same. But then he finally, he's going between teams and he lands with the Wolves and he drops 50 points on Halloween. It was just an emotional night for all the fans because he was going to be the face of the league if it wasn't for the injury. I firmly believe he was going to, aside from LeBron, obviously, he was going to be the face of the league.
For a time there, for like a 2-year span, the Bulls were the real deal.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for the Heat, or if it wasn't for LeBron and the Heat, the Bulls would have had a championship. Derrick Rose would be a championship.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron owned the East when he's there. He went to 10 damn straight finals. I mean, he owned the Eastern Conference during the time.
I was gonna say something about like how, like, not every player is a must watch, but that's only in like the Eastern Conference.
Yeah,
because the Western Conference is like, yeah, the Clippers are getting blown out. Like, well, we're not blown out, but like getting their asses kicked 2-0 right now. But it's still Luka Doncic. Luka, I'm not gonna say his last name right now. I'm too tired. Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and yeah, the Jazz kicked the Memphis Grizzlies' butt by like 12 points, but at the same time, Ja Morant had 47.
Yeah. We're getting off topic again. I still haven't gone through all my players in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many stories. There's so many stories we could talk about with each team and each player. That you just kind of go on and on. But yeah, going through the list, New York, you have Julius Randle this year, who is having an incredible season. He's come out of nowhere. Atlanta, you have Trae Young, obviously. John Collins, I think, is a star in the making. And then Milwaukee, you obviously have Giannis. And then you have Jimmy Butler, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. Then you have Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. The list goes on. Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert, John Morant.
Jaylen Brown is out this season, though.
That's true. Yeah, he is.
He's out for the rest of the season.
Future player, future seasons. Yeah, you have John Morant.
But I wouldn't tune
Jaren
into the Wizards Sixers games.
Yeah, that's probably the least likable series. I
also, like, I also wouldn't tune into the Nets Celtics.
That Wizards game versus Sixers was one of the most boring games I've watched. Like, I couldn't get through it. I turned it off about.
You're a Hornets fan.
Yeah, I know. No, don't say that. The Hornets have been exciting this year. People have enjoyed watching the Hornets.
Really? LaMelo played like what? 40 games?
He played roughly. I can't think of it.
We were just looking at this yesterday.
We were. I could go to my gallery and see. I still have that screenshot.
I think he played like 50 something. I think he was like
he played
40
51 games.
51, yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest. People love watching the Hornets. We were, plus our announcers made it. Everyone loves our announcers.
Everyone loves your announcers.
I gotta say the names to give them the credit. Eric Collins and Del Curry, are the two guys. But with them, and then Miles Bridges posterizing dudes nearly every night, and LaMelo Ball, how he's becoming a star, and then you have Terry Rozier, Scary Terry, Devontae Graham. We were exciting this year, and people liked it. We were talked about a good amount this year. So yeah, I'm excited for our future. I honestly am. I really believe we're gonna improve next year. I think we can steal the 7th or 8th seed next year. Hopefully.
I can see that. If everyone improves, yeah. Maybe get a competent big man.
Yeah, that's what the whole Hornets community is talking about, is we need to get the money to sign a big guy.
Yeah, I
Sign a
would
big guy.
love if you guys would get like Jeremy Grant.
I would be down for that. Literally anybody at this point, except for I don't know. For some reason, a lot of Hornets fans do not want Andre Drummond for some reason.
It's you don't want Andre Drummond.
I was what give me a opinion. Why wouldn't we?
Okay, he's got this idea that he's like this big, like extremely good player. And don't get me wrong, he is a good player, but he is not at the capability that he thinks he is. He thinks he's like a top 3 player
I
center.
really hope he's not listening to this.
What?
I really hope he's not listening to this.
Andre Drummond, I am challenging you right now. Random white dude from Iowa that is 5'8". I want to see you prove me wrong and be MVP next year.
Oh, wow.
But you're not going to. You want to know why? Because you're like the new Dennis Rodman. And guess what? Dennis Rodman wasn't even that good.
Wow. I cannot believe you want to you want to go there. You want to go there.
I'm just kidding on the Dennis Rodman part. Dennis Rodman is one of the best defenders of all time. But Deandre Drummond is not one of the best defenders of all time.
No, definitely not. Yeah, I was hearing a lot with the Hornets community that to stay away from him. But yeah, I'll take any competent big anybody but fucking Cody Zeller and Bismack Biyombo.
Hey, don't talk shit about Busy.
He's been, I don't know. He's had his moments where I remember one game he had like 5 blocks, and we're like, damn, okay, he had a good game. And then next game he's getting posterized by Russell Westbrook.
I would maybe I want to see someone. I would say it because I know John Collins wants out of Atlanta. At least that's what the rumors were. Like they were looking to get rid of. They're looking
to about that. It's interesting.
But he's more of like an offensive orientated guy.
Mm-hmm.
And do the Hornets need offense, or are they more of like we need more defense? Like we need.
We absolutely need more defense. I mean, we have scorers. We have Terry, LaMelo, Devontae. When we have scorers, it's defense.
I think you guys need to part ways from Devontae.
Okay. Is there somebody else we should pick up in replacement, or just say goodbye to him and use that money for a big man?
Devontae Graham isn't even making that much money, though.
Yeah, I don't think he's making too much, so it wouldn't help.
We're getting off topic. We've been talking for 62 minutes.
Yeah.
We were supposed to only be talking for like 30 to 45 minutes when we ended up talking more.
Yeah, we talked about like doing it for that long, and then look what happens. Get off topic.
Yeah. But I'm okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, to get to the list for the players to watch, I stopped at Memphis. So yeah, you have John Morant, Jaren Jackson Jr. Then you have the Clippers with Kawhi.
Wait, I did the Western.
Oh yeah, sorry, I'm going.
We're good. Western. I think we can just end it there.
Yeah. So.
All right. So that was episode 1 of the podcast. My name's Carter, and
my name is Michael.
And yeah, that's it. Peace.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.